Hey guys, coming to the end of the development of the 340 project, and it's funny. Sometimes I just I zone out and have to get the specs on the engine before I finalize everything. So I'm like, I don't want to go through 100 emails. Just send me the specs again. 72 Challenger, 3,300 pounds. He's got 340 and 360 blocks. Final displacement between 390 and 416. 10.3, 10.5 compression, 410 gears. TF 727 with a shift kit. 3,000 RPM stall. All right, we're going to get right into the numbers because I got a bunch I got to finish, and I want to kind of get through it. But I didn't want to forget any parts. We went from the 5th cut, which you guys have seen, to our 6th cut. What did I change? Well, I added some to the push rod wall. Could have been a great head if they had, metal in the right spots. But unfortunately, certain areas are 0.35 inch thick and other areas are 100,000ths. So if you don't have a Sonic, you best be careful because you're going to put yourself into water with these. So I added some area which I knew would help, but the way it works, sorry guys, you can add area, and if you do it the right way, you can take a little strain off the short side. That was kind of where I was going, but because it really needed the extra volume. I'll have to CC these. These are still pretty tight for what we're trying to do. But I don't know if I have enough casting to make it any better, to be honest. So let's see what the added couple CCs did. Up, down, up, 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 up. But it makes the short side fail harder. I mean, we're cranking 280 now at 0.56. Which is pretty good. I figured I could get these to 290. Not quite. But in our range where we're going to work, we got a decent curve going. A little bit better than this. Let's take a look at what our swirl's doing. I should include the higher flows. This one flowed 271 at 0.9. This one flowed 265 at 0.9. This flowed 272 at 0.95. That one flowed 268. So after it goes over the short side at the higher lifts, it really takes a beat. Okay, now let's take a look at what the swirl curve did. Equals, minus, plus, 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 which is probably good. This was really dead. Minus, minus, minus. Now we're going to throw the carb on that, and we're going to see what that does. Let's take a look at our airspeeds, what that extra volume did. Okay, 5th cut airspeeds, 6th cut airspeeds. Now, because it's getting down towards the wire and I really got to figure out what's going on, especially with that short side, I did airspeeds at 2 different lifts, 0.5 and 0.6. Okay, take a look at what happened. You know what, let me put... all of these were taken at 0.6, so let's do pluses and minuses on the +6. We have that done. Okay, if you want to compare apples to apples, we'll take a look at airspeeds on your pinch, airspeeds on your pinch at 0.6, plus, minus, plus. Really kind of cranking. And it's definitely hurting our CFM. Now, I already took a bunch out of the divided wall. I could go up a little, I could go down a little bit. But you know what? I think we'll wait until we know exactly how many cubes we're going to have, and we can tune that to his final RPM. As of right now, I think we're good where we are. Probably if I add area to the pinch, we'll pick up a few CFM, and that may or may not change our issues with the short side. You guys can give your opinion on that. If we look at it from 0.5, notice they're quite a bit lower. Look at how they go up, right? And we're only changing our flow a few CFM because it's already past its peak. Okay? Interesting how much faster that goes up. Alright, as far as our center of the cylinder, it's fast on both lifts, and it's a little bit faster than it was. Now that side has a little more area, so I would think we're going to get more flow across because it kind of reduces the resistance a bit. Alright, cylinder wall side. We gained a little bit here, and we lost a little bit here. See how it's changing because the short side is changing what it's doing? That's kind of interesting. And if we compare these airspeeds to these airspeeds, we got a plus, minus, minus. We're fairly decent across from right to left. This went up considerably because I changed the entire shape of that short side on that side by giving it some extra area and made it easier for the air to get out there. Now remember, that's the open part of the chamber, right? That makes a big difference. Unfortunately, the exhaust valve is right there, so there's only so far you can go. How did we do as far as 0.5? Well, 0.5 doesn't compare to this, so as you can see, 0.5 to 0.6 went up considerably. Okay, now we're going to plug our intake and carb on and see what we got. Okay, guys, interesting stuff. Now, this was our 5th cut with the Vic Jr. This is our 6th cut with the Vic Jr. How did we do? Well, this was after we added the area to the pushrod wall. Plus, minus, plus, 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 minus, minus. In our curve where we're going to be using it the most, it's a winner. Are they huge increases? No, they're not huge increases, but we'll take what we can get at this point. Okay? At 300, 192. Lots of heads don't do that. At 600, 274. That's through the intake, the carb, and the head. A lot of heads don't do that by themselves. Okay, so what are we going to do next? Well, we should look at our swirl. Let's do that. Okay, swirl's kind of interesting. Equals, 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 equals. We just start getting some swirl when we start coming off the short side. Maybe it's not a bad thing that our short side does what it does, because it'll give it a kick towards the end here. Give me your opinion on that, guys. One last thing we're going to look at is carb, Wilson spacer, tapered, manifold head. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to spacers, you really got to put them on and try them. So how did we do as far as flow? Now, it does give you a little bit extra plenum volume, and it makes it so the air can flow from each barrel to each runner a little bit easier, I would think. So, what do we get? Up, 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 equals, up, 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 minus, up, minus, minus, minus. Big minus there, right? Because it's going to make the entire port react a little bit differently. Take a look at our, we should say, is it a winner or is it a loser? You'll never know unless you put it on and drive it around. It might drive a lot better, right, than the no spacer. It also changes our swirl curve. We actually start to get a little swirl coming in earlier. May not be a bad thing when we see it's kind of dead in here. Okay? And there we are at 600. Put a decent cam in it. We're good. I'm willing to bet it would run better with the 1-inch Wilson tapered spacer. Oh, I did, when I was going through this, right, just the carb on the manifold, it maxes out at 276.6, which is almost exactly what it maxed out before, but it did it at a higher lift. It was about 0.56 before. And I did the same thing on this one. Where did I write it? Let me see if I can figure out where I wrote it. Okay, 270 at 0.650. So a little bit higher lift, and it doesn't quite top out as well. Now you have to remember, this was a long flow test. We started out at 83 degrees. It was probably closer to 90 when I was all done checking that. So keep that in mind. But give me your input on whether you like the spacer or not. Give us an idea how you think this will perform in a 390 to 415 cubic inch Chrysler small block. Whether you think I need to do more work to it, because I feel like I'm kind of done with it. And thanks for hanging out, guys. Have a good night.